This program is brought to you by Stanford University. Please visit us at stanford.edu.
One of the things that gets very clear if you look at research on what it takes for creative work to happen, there's a lot of evidence that the things that managers typically do, especially if they have MBAs, asking a lot of questions, asking what your deliverables are, asking what your value added is, all that classic sort of stuff, those things tend to drive out creativity, and what they do is they lean people to drift towards what they know is going to succeed. So in the case, especially when it comes to managing creative work, the question of first do no harm is a standard that especially needs to be applied. And I would like to see the evidence. We don't have it for startups, but I wonder whether active boards actually really help. But I think that active boards do in startups is they replace the CEO a lot, and they bring a CEO into the same situation who faces the same set of problems. That's a personal opinion, but I would bet the evidence on it. And to give you my favorite quote from somebody who's managed a lot of creative work that's in this spirit, this is Bill Coyne, after you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every week to see how it's doing. And this is a guy who managed R&D at 3M for about 15 years. He said that much of his job was just leaving his folks alone and protecting them from the people in organizational strategy. He said that was a lot of what his job was. Then as a final point, and especially since we're in the engineering schools, engineers actually don't like to talk about marketing. They have this sort of notion that if I design something brilliant, everybody's just going to buy it. It actually turns out, if you look at the history of famous creators, famous inventors, there's almost always somebody involved who can sell. We already mentioned Steve Jobs. Clearly, he can sell. If you look at the case of the steamboat, one of the biggest misconceptions in history is that this guy named Robert Fulton invented it. In fact, there were many steamboats around at the time that Robert Fulton had his steamboat, which was the turn of the 19th century. And a lot of them were technically superior to his, but he was the guy who could sell. And it's no accident we remember him as the inventor. Thomas Edison, my former doctoral student Andy Hargadon's done a lot of work on Thomas Edison. He can show you extensive quotes of people in Thomas Edison's lab complaining that he was a really lousy inventor, and he was more like P.T. Barnum than anybody else. He was great at attracting press attention for Edison products and also for bringing in money, but he actually was not that great an inventor. And that's one of those sort of notions that I think is sometimes hard for engineers to accept, although not hard for MBAs to accept, the notion that marketing actually matters.
The preceding program is copyrighted by Stanford University. Please visit us at stanford.edu.